Oh my God, I cannot get into my chair. I can't get comfortable in my chair. Hi there, hello, how are you? I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. My day, actually this entire week, every single day started out a little bit rough, which gave me the perfect excuse to test out a new CBD and actually put it to a test. Before I start telling you all about my week and how horrible it is, let me tell you first a little bit about FOCL. FOCL is a CBD brand that places a heavy emphasis on using the best quality ingredients and cannabinoids available. Their products are available in both broad spectrum and full spectrum. Broad spectrum is the same as full spectrum, it just is missing the trace amounts of THC. And even the full spectrum is going to have 0.3% of the THC or lower. There's no chance that you're going to get high using any of these products, even consuming all 4 jars of gummies. You're not going to. This is purely like a health and wellness type of a product. Okay, YouTube? I do suggest always going full spectrum when possible because that trace amount of THC is such a good mood booster and it just helps to bind to your endocannabinoid system and it tends to work just a little bit better. Although I've had very good results using broad spectrum CBD, so it's totally a personal preference of yours or based on your religion. If you're afraid of failing a drug test, which the amount that's in a full spectrum is not going to cause you to fail a drug test. But if you're extra anxious about that, just, you know, like go broad spectrum or you're super sensitive to THC, you might just want to go broad spectrum. Their lab tests are among the best that I've seen in the industry, period. They test against pesticides, heavy metals, microbials, mycotoxins, residual solvents, and filth. What is filth? Just like general dirtiness of it to make sure that this is like literally a clean and pure product. I'm curious what is considered filth. They're also vegan friendly, non-GMO, cruelty free, made with organic ingredients and made in the USA. So lots of great things about FOCL in general, but do they work? Well, I've put it to the test. Let me tell you about my week real quick. I do this thing with my youngest daughter who is now 7. I am not very strong. Like, look at this muscle. That's it. That's what I have. She sits in my hand. So like her feet are like this and her back is right here and I like have my hands interlinked, okay? And her like butt is down here. That's the scoop. We turn on one of those first person roller coaster things on the TV and then I stand in front of the TV and I pretend to be the roller coaster. And on one of the downs, I pulled like the neck muscles, but it didn't even feel like the neck muscles were actually pulled. It felt like I strained a tendon or something. The base of my neck on both sides is so sensitive that like having just touched it a tiny bit, I would yelp in pain. Holy hell, this hurts. What do I do? Well, that night I didn't actually do anything. I just smoked a whole bunch of weed and then I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning though. I felt like this was a migraine coming on, but I had all this sensitivity and I didn't have a sensitivity to sound. If I'm not looking straight, if I look sideways at all, it feels like the worst eye strain. I'm gonna say, being somebody who gets migraines and now apparently has had a tension headache, there is a difference, but it's hard to tell the difference. But with a normal headache or this tension headache, I would just reach for painkillers. I decided not to do that and to test out the CBD that I got in the mail first. I injured myself Sunday night. On Monday, I woke up and I took 1 gummy. I tried out this one first, the sour watermelon. It's delicious. It is actually sour. It has that texture to it that it's chewy for a second and then it does that pectin thing where it starts to like kind of crumble and fall apart. My husband thinks that that's great. I've kind of gone away from loving that texture, so it's not my favoriteest, but like honestly, it's the smallest thing ever to complain about. It doesn't stick in your teeth, which is a good thing about that. And these flavors are all the same. You get 30 gummies per package. That's 750 milligrams of CBD total or 25 milligrams of CBD per gummy. According to the lab results, you do have the trace amounts of the other cannabinoids like CBG, CBN and stuff in there as well, which just help with the entourage effect. The instructions on the back say to enjoy 1 to 2 gummies and to use 1 to 3 times per day. If you're using it, for me, I use CBD for a specific purpose. What I do is I wake up in the morning and I assess, do I have any pain? Do I have any anxiety? If the answer to either of those is yes, I take some CBD. So I decided on Monday morning when I woke up to take one of these. Delicious. Sour watermelon is probably my favorite flavor. No, actually the sleep one's my favorite flavor, but sour watermelon is amazing. 1 gummy helped, but I was in like a lot of pain. So I did end up taking some of the tincture that day too, not that one, Orange Dream. We'll get to that in a little bit here. But for the subsequent days, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, I took 2 gummies each morning, and I got to try out all of the flavors. The fruit punch is awesome. The mandarin orange is awesome. But with the 2, it knocked out my headache. I didn't pay attention to how long it was. So today I filmed myself taking the gummies. So here's me in the morning. So I'm just about to get ready for the day. I woke up with about 50% the headache that I have been, which is glorious, but I wanna knock out the rest of this headache, so it's even venturing into the realm of ear infection feeling before I start filming this video. So I'm gonna take 2 of these. These are the FOCL Premium Full Spectrum CBD Gummies in Sour Watermelon. I'm gonna take 2 of these real quick. It's currently 12:12, so at about 1 o'clock, I feel like my headache should pretty much be going away. So let's give it a try. I normally would only take 1 of these, but I've been battling this tension headache for 5 days. I'm trying to make sure that it goes away before this weekend. 1, it's kind of sour. It's sour watermelon, so I should have expected that. 2, we'll see how I feel. I ended up taking those gummies at 12:14. I intended to come back here and record the video at 1 o'clock. The day started to get away from me, as it typically does, because ADHD equals poor time management and prioritization skills and executive dysfunction skills. So actually I went through, oh my gosh, I have so many alerts. I went and wrote it down on my sheet here. I took it at 12:14. I felt relief at 1:41 p.m. It was like it melted away entirely. At 1:41, I was like, wow, my ear doesn't hurt, because I felt like I was getting an ear infection. So it took dang near an hour and a half to fully go into effect in your body. That's average, because it's a gummy. It's going through your digestive system, processing through your liver, sending that out in your bloodstream, attaching to your endocannabinoid system, signaling your brain. If you need something that works faster for you, then you take a tincture. We do also have a coupon code, because these are a little bit pricier, but they're worth it. But if you use code Chrissy20, then you'd save 20% off, putting them basically back in line with like everybody else as far as price goes, but the quality of it is a step up. Next up, let's talk about the tinctures. These come in 3 flavors. They have natural, orange cream, and mint. Orange cream is one that I've never ever seen before, so that was the one that I opened. I am not a tincture gal. I'm just not. I have an issue holding oil in my mouth for a period of time, and it makes me want to gag. So putting a lot of oil underneath my tongue and holding it for 30 seconds sounds terrible to me. I tend to avoid it unless I really need it, which on Monday I was like, you know what? I need something to work in my system a little bit faster, and I just needed to add to the one gummy that I had, so I'll do it. But I don't ever reach for tinctures. But I also understand why a lot of people prefer tinctures. It works a lot faster in your system. You take a dropper full of it underneath your tongue, it's going to absorb it, and you're really going to feel the effects in about 30-ish minutes, as opposed to an hour and a half with a gummy. So it does go straight into your bloodstream. There's not that digestion piece of it. These ones are the 1,000 milligram tincture bottles. They contain 33 milligrams of CBD per serving, which is an entire dropper full. If you see, the droppers actually have their measurements on it, so you can choose if you don't want a full 33 in 1 ml, then you can go ahead and scale that back. If you divide 33 by 4, that's about like 8-ish. So at 0.25, you're getting 8 milligrams of CBD. At 0.5, you'd be getting closer to 16. At 0.75, closer to 24, and then the full ml. They also have them in 3,000 milligram bottles, which would be 100 milligrams of CBD per dropper. And these are the typical 1 ounce bottle, 30 mLs, lasts you for 30 days if you take 1 dose per day. The tinctures that I have are all full spectrum, but of course they do also have them in the broad spectrum. These are made with MCT oil, which is multi-chain triglycerides. I mentioned that in a previous video as being a very beneficial oil that is extracted from coconuts. It aids in your brain and your heart health, as well as appetite control. You'll also notice there's no sucralose on the ingredients list on any of them, even for the flavored tinctures. I feel like if you try out any of the tinctures, this one is a really cool flavor to start with. They have bundles and subscription, like subscribe and save type options on their website as well, and we have our coupon code. And then here is the last test. So part of having a really bad tension headache is stress and lack of sleep, and I have been having a really hard time sleeping lately. We put all of our gummies away, and I was edibling myself out at night in order to fall asleep. Even though I was still smoking, it was like smoking only lasts, you know, like the effects only last about an hour, hour and a half or whatever. They start to really wear down, and usually I'm still awake at that point. So I usually usually end up going with gummies at night so that I know that I can fall asleep and stay asleep for at least like 3-4 straight solid hours, which is honestly, really good because I used to wake up, I feel like every 30 minutes. I've never worn one of those bands, Fitbit or, you know, like the Apple Watches and stuff to tell me, but I know my sleep is horrendous. So coupled with my neck pain, my sleep was extra bad. So then on to the very last thing. These are sleep gummies. They're different from the other gummies, as in you would not take this during the day because it's going to knock you all the way out. I was shocked. I have taken sleep gummies from easily 5 different brands and have not had them work this well. So if you want a sleep gummy recommendation for CBD, this is going to be it. It does make sense that it works out so well because it does have a higher amount of CBN than some of the other ones that I've used. One of the many benefits of CBN is its sedative properties, which helps you to fall asleep and stay asleep. And just like the other ones, these are 30 gummies per container, but you're going to have 25 milligrams of CBD and 15 milligrams of CBN per gummy. Honestly, I don't even remember falling asleep last night. I don't even recall the moment that my youngest crawled into bed. I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning and rolled over and there was a child in my bed. I am such a light sleeper. I cannot believe that these actually had me sleeping the entire night. It's a good thing that I have an alarm on my entire house because I could have been robbed last night and I would not have known. But this, I was just shocked at how well it worked. I gave one to Daryl too because I was like, hey, test this out. Tell me how you feel. Woke up the next morning. We both felt refreshed, which is usually a thing a lot of people say if they take something at night, they wake up and they're feeling groggy or like it hasn't fully worn off. We both don't remember when we fell asleep last night and we both slept hard the entire night. I woke up today and all I needed, I did end up taking obviously the 2 gummies to help with a little bit of pain that I still have. As far as this headache goes, I still have pain down here and behind this eye, but it is like almost gone. And I know that these things are the things that help me to curb the pain the entire week. Like as of right now, my headache is entirely gone. If I push on my eye, I feel a little bit of pain behind my eye. I don't know why I would need to push on my eye like that, but as of right now, headache is gone. Very happy about that. And then in my box, there was a FOCL sleep drops. This is a tincture that I probably would take. It has organic CBD and CBN, organic lavender, organic peppermint, and organic stevia in it as well. Maybe the peppermint and lavender have me meh. But apparently you also get free shipping on every order. That's nice because I will straight up cancel an order if there's shipping tacked on. All right, so that's it. That's everything that I have for you today. Thank you all so damn much for hanging out. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate all of my patrons for making videos like this possible. I hope that you found something helpful, something that you might actually be able to use in your routine to help with pain, anxiety, and sleep. Those are the things that we tackled for sure. Subscribe before you leave if this is something that you're interested in. I will have a direct link for this down below in the pinned comment and the description box with our code. And that's it. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.